Let's talk about stump speaking. It's just this like simple skill that I think conceptually is handy to hang on to. I picked it up at there was actually a little politics camp that at high school I went out to for a week or whatever. And one of the things that a representative there spoke about was stump speaking, which is this thing that until you've heard about it, it just kind of doesn't. Maybe it's not. It's kind of invisible. It goes on because kind of by design, you only ever hear one talk about it. Stump speaking is actually part of what I benefit from by talking here daily on YouTube, that it's practice talking about a certain kind of thing. And stump speaking in the example of politics is where someone goes around, say, every single city or a whole region or whatever, every single convention, wherever they're at, saying essentially the same kind of thing. Now, each time they might evolve it a little bit. They might sort of gauge from audience reaction, I shouldn't say it that way, or I shouldn't say it in that order, or what if I tried starting with this different kind of point? And in the process, we're able to evolve each time how we talk about it. Whenever people go to conventions and they talk about their games, when they talk about their projects, talk about their companies, their teams, part of the benefit of being in that kind of environment is that basically everyone they run into, they get to practice telling them real quickly about themselves or real quickly about their game. And every single time they do that, they're evolving it just a little bit and reaching a next level of comfort. So by the time you run into somebody who's been to a lot of conferences or conventions, one of the ways that that shows is that the way they're able to talk about their group just clicks. When they talk about what they're doing, you can kind of tell they've refined their pitch. And it's something that we'd like to be able to sit back and just do in Microsoft Word or do on paper or whiteboard, and to a whiteboard, and to a degree you can a little bit. But so much about it doesn't come down to how does it look on the page or how does it even sound with me talking about it. So much of it comes down to how much is this or isn't resonating with other people. And that can depend on so many other factors that it's really impossible to tell short of trying to talk to people about it. And so I mentioned this today, this idea of stump speeches as this idea where each person you talk to may only hear it once. But it's okay to repeat yourself because part of what you're doing isn't really rote repetition. It's not like you're making a photocopy of every single time you do it. It's not like it has to be a video yet. It's that each time you do it, you're learning a little bit more about what's working, what isn't, what questions does it leave them with. Can I evolve my real brief pitch just a little bit further so that next time I try to talk about this idea, it clicks with somebody else? And this is just one of these many different ways that we can kind of evolve what we're doing, how we do it. It's a form of practice. It's practice talking about the things you're doing, your project, what's important to you, your company's mission, if there is one, those kind of things. So again, that's just the idea. It's that you find yourself saying the same sort of thing oftentimes. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong, but it does mean that each time is a chance to experiment a little bit, to evolve it through practice, and to seek out communities, environments, events, meetups, where you can practice talking about the things that you want to talk about. That's all for the day. Thank you as always for tuning in. Actually, you know what? I'd like to ask in the comments if there's a place where you've been able to find you can practice some stump speeches. Where have those been? Are there certain conferences you found were a good fit for that? Certain meetups, certain organizations, IGDA, for example. Love to hear about those in the comments. Thanks as always for tuning in. Have a new video for tomorrow.